Rick Rude and you were so much a part of this presentation in 91, 92 in WCW, but you're married to Sting. Rick Rude, as a performer, will challenge Sting for the US title, beat Sting for the US title, but really, Rude is one of the franchise's greatest rivals. What
Mm.
was it? Because you had a front row seat to all of this for the United States title up to the War Games, etc. What was it about the two of them that made them such good dance partners?
What do you mean? Wait a minute. You mean Sting
Rude
and
and
Rick?
Sting and
Yeah.
Rude. Why
Okay.
were they so good together? Why were they so good together?
Well, I think it was Rick with the hassle-free type of match. Rick, he was more of a showman, you know, narcissist, you know, and he could tell a story, and he was a good heel, very good heel. He didn't have to do much. He just said it on the mic and got heat. That was true heat back in the day. You just cut your promo beforehand and you just got heat all the way through that fucking match. And it could be just like little hiccups throughout the match of just screwing with somebody, right? Where Sting could have had him 1, 2, 3, but Rick screwed him out of that and just, it just kept pissing people off. Sting was such a fan favorite and a baby face and he was such a perfect heel. It was just it was a great recipe for great matches. And I'm not comparing us, but I am to the level of describing on how two people danced well together, and that was Bull Nakano and me. And that's how I saw Rick Rude and Sting. Can people relate if they know all four? You know what I mean? Very much so.
Absolutely. I think one of the things about Rude is he is certainly one of Sting's greatest adversaries. Got a lot out of Sting, got a different match out of
Mhm.
Sting than Flair got out of Sting, got a
He
different
pushed
match out of
them to
Sting
the
than
limit.
Vader.
Yeah, yeah,
And like you said,
yeah,
you've got psychology out of it. Psychology out of this. Because Vader's just a big old bastard to go beat the shit out of you. Flair
yeah.
is Nate. She's going to do his thing, and they're going to go 45. But Rick Rude, what I'd like to have now is all you Atlantic City sweat hogs keep the noise down while I take my robe off. I mean,
That's so good.
that was his shtick, you know? That was what he did. Um,
And then
but
he'd say, "I'd
I
like
think,
to have my doocy, doocy." He'd always say doocy. I said, "Come here, doocy." Oh my god.
oh, I love it. But that's who you were featured so much with. So I knew you had a front row seat to watching these guys work together. And I really
Mhm.
thought we should ask the question because you saw it. You saw, and when I call Sting the franchise, and even the title of this episode, The Man Called Sting, that was his song. And he and Rude, when they did the little battle for the song, who has the best interest music, the finalists were Simply Ravishing and The Man Called Sting. And of course, The Man Called Sting wins. But 1992, that was the sort of stuff they were doing, and everything ran through Rude and Sting because there's no Ric Flair. Flair's in
Yeah,
WWF. No
yeah,
Ric Flair.
yeah. Oh, it was perfect though. It was good. It was getting eyes. You know what I mean? And it drew. They drew very well. And then you just, you had this woman by his side that was very big in character by not saying much. It was very the presence of her, Medusa, was like if when she walked into a room, you knew it by feeling her aura. Like, oh my God. Right. And it was just I loved how he helped dish that character because he really helped me because I would never really well, I can't say I never really was a manager because I was a lot in AWA, I guess, just a little bit, but no one really sat down and said, okay, here are things to look for. This is what you do. There wasn't really any manager schools or classes. And my school and class was just go out to the ring and learn. This is what you are, this is what you're gonna be and do, and this is how you do it. So, I had to learn the whole match that they were doing because I needed to know each spot. I had to position myself just right for a spot for a certain time, and if I fucked up their match, and if I did, oh, I wouldn't have been with Rick as long as I was if I fucked up matches. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that was an important
Mhm.
role. People don't even think about that. Like, what did she do out there? She just do I mean, ask a baby doll. Ask, being on time and that timing and making sure you had your shit or if you had to jump up on the apron. I remember one time I was scared shitless. I was just starting with Rick, and I had to go up on the apron. And I was like, "Okay, I know this is the spot. I don't oh my god, something happened. Okay, was that it? Did they fuck up?" And I remember Rick spinning his head around like the exorcist saying, "Deucey up on the ring!" Just yelling it. I'm like, "Ah, okay." And basically something happened and and I'm like, "I know, I thought this was it." Yeah. It was just, fuck up, he'll tell you.